like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Na Dior Pop. Sometimes the smallest moments between people reveal the most genuine emotions. There are no grand confessions, no dramatic gestures, just a simple situation that somehow turns into something unexpectedly meaningful. For fans of Park Jimin and Jungkook, even a tiny interaction can feel like a whole story unfolding in front of them. In this particular moment, the situation was almost ridiculously simple. Jimin was waiting. Jungkook's car appeared, and then it passed by. That was all it took to create one of the most amusing and adorable contrasts between the two of them. Jimin had clearly been expecting Jungkook to stop. Anyone standing there would probably think the same thing. But instead of stopping immediately, Jungkook's car simply drove past him. For a brief moment, Jimin looked stunned, as if his brain needed a second to process what had just happened. Then came his reaction, and it was exactly the kind of dramatic response that only Jimin could deliver so perfectly. "Oh my, if that's the case, then I'll just go home," he said, sounding genuinely annoyed. Of course, anyone who knows Jimin understands that this kind of anger usually comes with a hint of playful exaggeration. His tone might sound offended, but it carries the unmistakable charm of someone who is half joking and half hoping the other person will immediately come back and fix the situation. It was easy to imagine the scene clearly. Jimin standing there, arms slightly crossed, maybe pouting a little as he watched the car continue forward. His reaction had the same energy as someone in a romantic comedy who pretends to leave dramatically, secretly waiting to hear footsteps behind them. That small moment alone was already funny. But what made it even more adorable was Jungkook's reaction afterward. While Jimin responded with playful frustration, Jungkook seemed to react in the complete opposite way. Instead of laughing or brushing it off, Jungkook appeared genuinely concerned about the situation. "I should tell him to come upstairs," he said, sounding worried. The contrast between their reactions could not have been clearer. Jimin expressed his feelings immediately, turning the moment into something dramatic and slightly theatrical. Jungkook, on the other hand, responded quietly and thoughtfully, focusing on what he should do to make the situation better. That difference in personality is something fans have noticed many times over the years. Jimin has always been incredibly expressive. When he feels something, it shows right away. His emotions appear naturally in his voice, his facial expressions, and even the way he moves. Whether he is happy, shy, embarrassed, or playfully annoyed, Jimin rarely hides what he feels. Jungkook, however, often reacts in a more reserved way. He tends to process things first before responding. Instead of showing his emotions dramatically, he usually reveals them through small gestures or quiet comments. In moments like this, that difference becomes especially noticeable. Jimin reacts first, almost instinctively. Jungkook reacts more thoughtfully, thinking about what should happen next. And somehow, that contrast makes their interactions even more charming. What makes this moment particularly entertaining is how relatable it feels. Almost everyone has experienced something similar at some point. Waiting for someone, expecting them to notice you, and then feeling slightly offended when things do not go the way you imagined. Jimin's reaction captured that feeling perfectly. His dramatic statement about going home sounded like something people jokingly say when they want attention. It was the kind of playful complaint that makes others laugh rather than feel uncomfortable. At the same time, Jungkook's response added a completely different emotional layer to the situation. Instead of ignoring Jimin's reaction, he immediately thought about how to make sure Jimin would not actually leave upset. His simple line about telling Jimin to come upstairs might sound ordinary, but it revealed a quiet sense of care. Jungkook was not focused on the humor of the situation. He was focused on making sure Jimin would still come inside. That small detail is what made many fans smile the most. The moment was not just funny, it also showed how differently they handle situations. Jimin turns a small inconvenience into a dramatic moment. Jungkook tries to solve it calmly. It almost feels like a scene written for a romantic comedy. One character reacts emotionally, threatening to leave. The other character quietly worries about how to bring them back. If someone turned this into a scripted scene, it would probably look exactly the same. Jimin waiting outside with anticipation, his expression changing the moment the car drives past him. The quick shift from excitement to playful frustration would be impossible to miss. Meanwhile, Jungkook would suddenly realize what happened and immediately start thinking about how to fix the misunderstanding. Yet what makes the moment special is the fact that it was not scripted at all. It was simply a natural interaction between two people whose personalities complement each other in unexpected ways. Moments like this are often the ones that fans remember the most. Not the huge performances or the record-breaking achievements, but the small, human interactions that reveal how people truly behave around each other. A passing car, a playful complaint, and a worried response might not sound like much at first. But in that brief exchange, it becomes possible to see a glimpse of their dynamic. Jimin's expressive nature brings energy and emotion to the situation. Jungkook's calmer response balances that energy with quiet attentiveness. Together, those reactions create something both amusing and heartwarming. In the end, the situation itself was simple. Jimin waited. Jungkook's car passed by. Jimin dramatically threatened to go home, while Jungkook worried about how to get him upstairs instead. Nothing dramatic happened afterward, yet the contrast between their reactions was enough to make the moment unforgettable. Sometimes the most charming interactions are not the ones filled with grand gestures or emotional speeches. Sometimes they are just small, unscripted moments where two personalities collide in the most adorable way. And in this case, all it took was a passing car and two completely different reactions to turn an ordinary situation into something that made everyone smile. In the end, the moment was incredibly simple, yet it perfectly captured the unique dynamic between Park Jimin and Jeon Jungkook. One reacted instantly with playful frustration, while the other quietly worried about how to make things right. That contrast, Jimin's expressive drama and Jungkook's gentle concern, is exactly what makes their interactions so fascinating to watch. It wasn't a big event, and nothing dramatic truly happened. But sometimes the smallest moments reveal the most about people. A passing car, a teasing complaint about going home, and a worried thought about calling someone upstairs were enough to create a scene that felt both funny and strangely heartwarming. For fans of BTS, moments like this are a reminder that beyond the stage lights and global fame, there are still these tiny, genuine interactions that feel real and relatable. And perhaps that is why this brief exchange made so many people smile.